Hey guys, welcome back to my shop. My name is Brian, and in this video we have yet another jig for the Dowelmax. The jig we've made, it's not supposed to do that. Hey everybody, welcome back to my shop. My name is Brian, and in this video we have yet another Dowelmax jig. This is going to be Dowelmax episode 7, let's say, I think. So here's our jig. This jig is adjustable. As you can see here, we have 4 knobs. We can make in any kind of angle we want on this from 0 to 38 degrees. And that's because it's 9.5 inches long. If we made this longer, we'd be able to get more, like a 40 or 45 or whatever we want. But for what we're going to be building, 38 is going to be more than enough. So this is sitting at 90 degrees. Now our project is sitting at an angle. So let's say the angle is 38 for this one. So we're sitting at an angle like this. Now, 2 sides are sitting at angles, but we need to run shelves. Using this jig, we're able to put the hole straight across on our workpiece to give us our shelves from one side to the other. So this jig was fairly simple to make. Only took about an afternoon. More time for the glue to dry than anything else. A little time at the table saw, and a little time at the router table, and you can make this jig. So stick around and I'll show you how we did it. Okay, so let's start cutting up our pieces. Now we cut 4 pieces, 2 at 9.5 inches and 2 at 7 inches. Now the 9.5 being the parts for the actual jig, and the 7-inch pieces are for the part that's actually going to hold on to the project piece. And then we cut 2 pieces, this width of the actual Dowelmax block, and we got that, as you can see here, by simply putting the part between the fence and the blade and locking the fence down there and making a cut. So now we're going to cut the first 4 pieces we made down to the final width, which is going to be 1.5 inches. So basically got 9.5 by 1.5 inches by 3/4 and 7 by 1.5 inches by 3/4. Now I left this in to show you something. You see what happened? A piece of wood actually got stuck on the throat plate on the saw. Needs to be adjusted up a little bit. So it got stuck on the saw, on the table surface. So rather than trying to push it through, just kept it in place. Shut the saw off and investigate what happened. I have to come back and actually adjust that throat plate up a little bit. Now we're taking the 1.5 inch pieces to the router table, and I am routing a hole that's big enough for the hardware to slide but not go through. And the piece is totally trapped here, so there's no danger in anything happening to my fingers. So I'm going to run both the 9-inch pieces and the 7-inch pieces the same way. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to come back with a smaller router bit and route through the entire piece. And this is going to allow the bolt to travel through. So here I'm making the first pass with the smaller bit, and then I'm going to stop, and I'm going to raise the bit up to its final height, and then do the final pass. And see, I love this router table. This is from Dowelmax also, and it allows you to actually look and sight down when you're making your adjustment. And then just close the top back up and get back to work. If anybody's interested in that Dowelmax router tabletop lift or any of the Dowelmax products, I'll leave an affiliate link down below in the comment section. Feel free to visit. Full disclosure, I do receive a little bit on anything you purchase through that link. And there we go. Here we're finishing up the final little 7-inch piece. We'll do a test with the hardware to see how it works. And here's all our parts. Get the 2 9.5 inch long pieces, the 2 7-inch long pieces, and the 2 pieces the width of the block. Now we're going to glue the two 9.5-inch long pieces with the thickness of the block. We're going to put it together. We're going to get an idea where we want it. I'm going to use the actual Dowelmax block to space everything out. And then I'm going to take a pencil and mark where I don't want glue. And then we're going to put some glue on it. And we're going to glue it up. We're just using some Type Bond 3 to do this. Any kind of glue would be fine. So I just started using these pieces for the glue from Rockler. One's like I said, trough to hold the glue, and then the brush. What's nice is not having to use the bottle. You can just fill it up, and that glue's been in there for over a week, and it stays fresh with the lid on top. And the brush is nice because once you're done, you just let it sit aside, and when it dries, you just peel the glue off of it, and you're back to using it again. Okay, once all glue's applied, we're going to put the parts together, try to get a little friction fit at first. And then we're going to install the block. Again, we didn't put any glue in the area the block's going to be. And then we're going to clamp it up and we're going to let it dry. I use this clamp here to apply pressure to the actual block pieces to get them as tight to the block as possible. And here she is, all clamped up. Wait for it to dry, and we'll come back and we'll give it a little sanding, a little trimming, and we'll get it ready to go. Okay, so we're just going to trim the very edges to get everything nice and clean, let's say. Okay, so a little light sanding, and we're not going to put any finish on this. We're just going to leave it the way it is. Just get everything nice and smooth, get the glue off of it. Okay, so now I have this, keep this in the shop. It's a 129-piece jig fixture kit. It's got all the bolts and knobs that you'll need to make jigs. I think I picked it up on Amazon. It's good to have in the shop, though. So we're going to use 4 of the bolts and 4 of the knobs. I'm going to get this together, and we're going to give it a little test. So here's the hard part, trying to demonstrate this with 2 hands and trying to use the camera at the same time. So basically I already set the angle up on the one side. I'm going to put the piece to that part, put the block in. I'm going to bring the other side up to the workpiece and then I'll lock it down. So if you have a Dowelmax, this is a jig you're going to want to make. So get out in your shop, make yourselves one. and let me know how it worked out for you. Leave a comment down below. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Thanks, and I will see you in the next video.